And what a start. Hello everybody and welcome back to Video Game Therapy part 14. Now that I think about it, it's been 3.5 months since I started this. It's kind of cool. Welcome back to Alto's Odyssey. We're playing Odyssey this time. We're in a desert. Figured it was enough about the snowy mountains. Wanted to take a break from Abzu. Today I wanted to tell everybody about my future self. So if you haven't listened or watched the last Video Game Therapy, I talked about this concept of the future self, what it can mean to have a direction to go in some ways, and of course talking about some Stoic ideas that I personally have derived. But today I'm kind of talking about the future self thing. I mentioned it in the last part and I remember to put it in the description. This 30-day future self program. Maybe I'll try to remember it. To put it in the description again. But part of it is to tell people about your future self. And I think I tried to do this in the last part, but I wasn't open enough if I did try to do it because I don't remember doing it. So one of the things is to tell 3 people about your future self, and it feels a little weird. It's like, hey man, so I have to tell you about my future self, and the whole point of it is to feel a little awkward, to feel a little vulnerable. But for some reason, I wanted to tell a bunch. To the 3 people watching this, you're in a small minority of people who I trust for no particular reason. But yeah, not like anything secret's gonna be said. But excuse me. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you guys about my future self, Video Game Therapy. If you want to ask me questions, you want to hear me talk about something, I don't know, my Proton Mail email is in the description. You can reach me there. If you don't want me to talk about it on video, obviously I won't. I just, that's my end destination with Video Game Therapy. Anyway, so future self. Essentially what I talked about in the last part was the concept of having the conversation with you in 5 years. And I sort of mentioned what that meant to me, but I mentioned more of the novelty of that idea. But when it comes to who I actually want to be, so if I'm having this conversation with me in 5 years, who is that person? Who am I sitting across from? Now, the thing with telling people about stuff is it confronts you. I don't know, in my opinion, telling people things, I'm skirting around the issue. Hopefully I'll be right back to it. But there's 2 big things you get from it, right? In a way, you get accountability. You tell someone you're going to do something, and then you don't do it. They kind of lose a little trust in you, in a sense. You don't become reliable. Sorry. Again, every time I start talking a lot, I start yawning. And 2, it makes you say it. It makes you get it out there. Like right now, I'm skirting around the issue, and I don't know if it's because, I don't think it's because, nobody's going to really watch or listen to this. So it's not because I'm scared of telling anyone, really. There's, if anything, more fear in just me confronting it, because if I say it right now, then I gotta look back here in 5 years and say, okay, it happened. Yeah. So right now, I'm in my 3rd year of university. I'm gonna finish in 3.5 years. Slim chance it'll be 3, i.e. 1 more semester. Very slim. I'd have to drop the game design minor, and I don't really want to do that. Anyway, we'll see. I am studying computer science and language and mind. I'm gonna talk about myself for a few minutes here because it's important to put into context where I am now and for where I want to be, or where I am going to be. I should reframe that. It's not about where you want to be, it's about where you're going. Ooh, kind of woke there. Someone's probably said that before. So that's that. I'm minoring in game design. I don't really like the algorithms aspect of computer science, or like the mathy aspect. I like math, I just don't like learning it in the school system environment, so to speak. I enjoy coding, I think. I just got a 50 out of 50 on my first operating systems lab. It was a very easy lab, so it's nothing big, but it was a much needed confidence boost after the midterm, which so much second guessing, but I try not to overthink it. Let's see. I'm loving linguistics right now. It's, you know, language learning has become super fascinating, not just from a learning aspect, but also just from how we, you know, analyze the grammar of languages. Yes, I've probably said this before in a video game therapy, but and I know it sounds weird, but I'm obsessed with grammar. Not obsessed, and not grammar in the way you think about it. You know, I might call someone out if they use they apostrophe re instead of their for, you know, their or something. But that's not the kind of grammar I'm talking about. I'm talking about why we use adverbs in specific places, why the word only can be used anywhere an adverb and a determiner can, even though it's technically just a determiner. But it ends in ly, so it sounds... Anyway, I'm not going to talk... I'm not going to get into that specifically, but I am currently currently learning Russian very slowly, and Portuguese very lacklusterly. I'm watching the 3% in Portuguese and doing Duolingo, like one lesson a day. I have no real goal there, it's just to stay consistent with it. I'm also... I'd like to say I'm business proficient in French. Mais j'ai peur de parler en français parce que je ne sais beaucoup de mots. You know, my conversation feels staggered in French. I'm scared to use it, even though it's been not proven, but it's shown that I'm pretty good with it. I just need to have conversations more. I am as single as they get. Yeet. Oh, that's a thumbnail shot right there. That was beautiful. I'm making YouTube videos in the Cowdino arcade. We're at 302 subscribers, by the way. Let's go. On the lifestyle channel, because of the how to type really fast, or how I got to typing really fast at 165 words per minute, we are at 968 subscribers. We were at 966 when I started recording, and we were at like 300 a month ago. So we move. Those are relevant. What else is relevant? My art skills are kind of trash, but I've noticed that they, you know, in the short amount and short quantity of lessons that I've done, I have improved with both Drawbox and the Udemy art lessons. I think those are really helping my understanding of art. They're good things to practice. I should probably be writing all this down so I can refer back to it, but I'm sure it'll come up again. I haven't touched Blender in a while, and I want to make a game. Seashell is... I just need to sit down and do. I finished part of the Unreal game design course, but you know, we're getting there. Ooh, whoa. I guess it marked me as dead. Yeah, I guess. Is that about it? Oh, that's a cool bird. Oh, Oincraft's kind of dead. Anyway, that's kind of it. So my future self in 5 years, huh? So, in 1 year, I will be graduating. In theory, should all go well. In 5 years, man, that is so hard to conceptualize. Thing is, where do I want to be, right? Where am I going to be? Right now, I have no plans for graduate school or anything. Maybe one day, but not right after undergrad. It would be cool to go into research. I'd love to be in a place where I would say, you know, I'm doing linguistic research or psychological research, and I can pull in computer science for analyzing data or stuff like that. But at the same time, research doesn't truly stoke my fire. I think maybe working in an asylum or a hospital would be great. I would love to have my EMT certification. That might become a reality over winter break, but until then, man, 5 years is so hard to think about. I really want to be in, I guess, you know, let's start with YouTube. I want to be at 100K, which is not something I'd ever want or thought I would want, but I feel like that's such a good number. Because 1K, now that I'm like right about there, I've only had one video explode. and it's at like 65,000 views right now. And like 500 subscribers have come from that video alone. And so the rest of my videos get, you know, they're getting like double the views they usually did. Instead of 30, it's like 70, which is absolutely fantastic. I love it. But I think 100K would be great. It would mean I have an active audience. I'd be getting a few thousand views per video, in theory, of course. So that's why I want to be there. And more importantly, I want to be consistent, and I want to, you know, have an audience. I want to be helping people if I can. I don't really have much, not faith. I always forget this word. I don't value my opinions much, just because it's from my experience. It's all experiential and then generalized. But I'd love, you know, to have this audience, to be in a place where I can impact people, make more friends. I don't know why, but like it seems like my type of fame in a way. The way I always look at fame is like there's Taylor Swift, who's on the cover of magazines and everyone knows them. And then there's Adam Young, who is the guy behind Owl City. And I'd want to be Adam Young famous in the sense that I create something that a lot of people resonate with, but I don't get, you know, recognized in the supermarket every day or whatever. That would be pretty cool. That's a good way to put it. I want, in 5 years, I think Seashell might be my best bet, or some game that I make, videos even. I want content that I create to resonate with a ton of people. I want it to make a game like, you know, Undertale did in a way. Or what's another, you know, yeah, I think that's like a recent one. In a way, Frozen would count. How to Train Your Dragon, maybe. I want to create something that a lot of people resonate with and remember. And, you know, they don't need to know who I am. I don't care about my own personal fame. I want to make something that gets famous, though. So in 5 years, that's one big hallmark is that by 2025, I guess, or by 2026 technically, because we're coming up in the end here, or the end of the year. In 5 years, I want to have a conversation. You know, I would want to have a conversation with my future self in 5 years, and they would tell me all about the, I guess, success, because that's how I'm defining success in this scope. Is people know something I created, they have an understanding of what it is, and then, you know, I don't care about me in my relation to this. Something like Seashell, telling how big Seashell was, how much it meant to people. Sort of like Neil Gaiman kind of said this in his masterclass, but he created a fictional story, but it's not about what you make up, it's about the story that your stories tell. So, you know, Seashell, maybe I write a short story, maybe I write a book, probably not, but whatever it is, I should move on. I want to create something that I can look back on. In 5 years, I want to have something created that then that just means a lot to people. And I think to help achieve that goal, maybe the 100K goal would be great. But yeah, if I'm not at 100K in 5 years, whew. I did Cowdino Arcade. I've been doing it, I should say, for about 8 years now. And I'm not surprised that I'm not at any, you know, higher number. Someone left a comment on one of my Late Night in the Woods videos yesterday. I was like, only 1 view, wow. And I don't know what that meant. And so I kind of thought it might have meant like, wow, only 1 view, I'm surprised. Like this person, you know, should have at least 10 or whatever. Like they're putting effort in for only 1 view, wow. My lifestyle channel, I seem a lot more passionate about it, which is good. Maybe video game therapy can one day become realized. That would be fantastic. But yeah, so also in 5 years, alongside that creation, I'd love to look back and say, I impact a lot of people with videos on YouTube. I have, you know, this audience that I can be real with, but also inspire, right? Inspire someone and you will inspire yourself. I think that was like a Simon Sinek thing I saw on Instagram a little while ago. Yeah, I'm back to using social media, which is probably should change again soon. But anyway, another sip of the seltzer. Oh yeah, I want to be fluent in Russian in 5 years. And I want to be confident in French in 5 years. Let's say something in French. Maintenant, je pense que... I can't even think of it like what I would want to say in English. mon français est bien, mais dans 5 ans, je veux parler le français avec beaucoup de personnes. I don't know. I want to speak French to a lot of people. I guess in 5 years that I just need to find an environment for myself. And you know, the same might happen for Russian, but in 5 years, I want to look back and be like, I could translate this entire video to Russian. When I'm talking to my future self, right? I want them to speak to me entirely in Russian. And I'll have no idea what they said. I'll maybe hear a few words, but until then, you know, that's 5 years away. I said I wanted to be fluent by the end of this year, but I never kept up with that, which was unfortunate. Anyway, and another language. I want to be, well, proficient is not the best word. I want to be business proficient in another language. For Russian, I want to have a really good, I want to sound near native is what I'm trying to say. Accent's really important to me. I find accents about second languages, you know, the phonology of second language acquisition is very fascinating to me, but another time. I would love to be able to, you know, understand and speak another language, whether that be Brazilian Portuguese or, you know, honestly, Italian. Let's aim for 3. Let's shoot high. No. Russian's the main one. Italian's always been this language that I feel like I could just pick up easily, which is weird. But that's probably because French, and, you know, from the short time I did it, I sort of did pick it up, quote unquote, easily. Brazilian Portuguese, let's put it there. That would be the, you know, the most ideal one. Not ideal. Most likely one right now. I can speak, you know, a lot of people speak Brazilian Portuguese. It's, you know, it's sensical. But Russian. So 5 years is, I want to make something that people can resonate with. I'd love to be at 100,000 on the lifestyle channel. I'd love to be at 1,000 on the Cowdino channel. Let's shoot for that. Honestly, just in 5 years, I want to look back and see myself have made, let's see, what's 52 times 5? 5 times 5 is 25, so 250. 2 times 5, so I want to see 260 video game therapies on here, at least. I don't know, it's nice to just have, it's like a journal almost. Except I post it publicly. Well, except for one. And then language fluency in Russian and confidence in French. That's where I want to be in 5 years, my friends. Maybe I should, you know, get like an internship in Canada. In terms of professional life, maybe I should do the whole romantic thing first. It just feels, that one feels the most awkward for me to share for whatever reason. For professional life, I want to be doing something that has a positive impact. Like, I have always told myself that I want to work at Adobe because I would love to help with their software. In terms of, like, you know, their software helps make people create, whereas Facebook coding would be how to best advertise to people. You know, that's stereotypical. Facebook can be. We're gonna move away from that discussion. But I want to be working somewhere. I will be working somewhere. Sorry, I will be working somewhere where where what I make matters to people outside of my realm. Again, with that, like, the Owl City fame kind of thing. Hopefully that's not offensive to Owl City. Anyway, oh, these balloons. I do wonder how to do the shapes. Anyway, you know, everyone knows Photoshop. Every single person has heard of Photoshop. And I would love to be one of those names that people never read on there, you know? Or Premiere specifically. Maybe something like Rosetta Stone or Duolingo. It would be cool to work at those places. To be employed in something I love, you know? And hey, it might be something I don't even know exists yet. That doesn't even exist yet. Whatever it is. I just, you know, don't want it to be Amazon or Google or Facebook or whatever. I would love to have experience in working in game design. I hear the industry is kind of rough. I hear a lot of horror stories. But that being said, I would still love to partake in that, whether it had been for an internship, or, you know, like an Epic Games internship or something I saw online the other day. Maybe I'm a video editor for someone who makes content that impacts people. Maybe, you know, maybe I don't have a channel with 100K, but, well, I do still want to be there. But I'm helping someone else edit videos, right? I don't know, if I gain 10 subscribers a day, that's 100 every 10 days. 1,000, so it'd be 3,000 every year, roughly. I doubt I'll gain 10s a day for a little while longer, though. It's okay. 10K would be cool. Anyway, so yeah, you know, in terms of whatever I'm working for, I'd love to be putting my degree to use, or both degrees, theoretically speaking, both majors or whatever, and my minor. I'd love for that minor to come in clutch. You know, whether or not I do the minor, I guess games just seem to combine so much of what I'm passionate about. And hey, maybe I'm working at Pixar. That's like my dream job, but I know that's just not where my aptitude lies, at least not right now. So yeah, future self, I'll be working somewhere I love working at, surrounded by people who I vibe with, and I'll be somewhere I enjoy being. Right now, for the past few years, that's been Seattle. This music is making me feel very, very feelings right now, very motivational feelings. You know, I heard NYU on a Game Grumps podcast from Barry Kramer, which was the editor for them for several years. Looked up to him a lot, and I was like, I want to go to NYU. And hey, here I am. So my sights have been set on Seattle for a little while now. I don't know why, but you know, they were set on Wisconsin, and I got accepted into University of Wisconsin-Madison. I didn't attend. I chose NYU. And you know, maybe that's why, because I had this centralized focus. So, to sum it up once more, 100K on lifestyle, 1K on Cowdino. You know, they say to 10x your goals. I don't know if I believe that. Because to do 100K, I still have to make good content. To get to 1 million, I don't know, I don't want 1 million. If I hit 10K, so be it. But I'd love 100K. That's goal 1. Fluency in Russian and some third language, and confidence in French. You know, create something that people resonate with, that people can relate with. Something that's big. I don't want to be, well, if whether or not I'm big is inconsequential, I'll put it that way. I want to create something that's big, something that is meaningful. And I want to be working somewhere where I'm working on something or things that help others change the world. Honestly, that could be working for the government. That would be okay. Some parts. I'm thinking of something specific. But anyway. What other things did I mention about myself? I never mentioned sports. Right now I'm doing karate. 4th degree black belt that I should not have. I got like 2 ranks when I was a junior, and I didn't really take it seriously for a little while, but I take it very seriously now. And I got into boxing. I've been sort of teaching myself Muay Thai, just kind of reading a book and doing some of the forms on my own. So in 5 years, I always told myself that if I ever got desperate, I'd become an MMA fighter. Well, not always told myself. It's something that's like been on the potential list that I've never quite knocked off the list. I don't know. I'd rather keep my brain where it's at, concussion free right now, if I can help it. You know, and the way I'll put it for this, right, is that I hope I never have to be in a situation where I need to defend myself or others with physical acts, at least. But if it happens within the next 5 years, I want my future self to be able to tell me I did something for the better, right? Like the work you're putting in now, despite the stupid shoulder injury, it was worth it. All the work you did, it was worth it, because this thing happened in 2023, and you were there for people. You helped someone. You know, you made a difference. That's my. That became one of my really big motivations for working out and doing keto. I lost like 40 pounds one semester just because I was like, if I'm in this, you know, unfit shape, then I can't help people if the time arises. Hopefully it doesn't. But it's a scary world. So yeah, there's that. It'd be very cool if I had like placed into an archery competition. It's always been on my bucket list, but I really haven't been shooting recently. I was going once a week when I was in New York, but then coronavirus hit. And it doesn't look like I'll be going back next semester either, which is why I'm contemplating the dropping the minor and just finishing up. Alright, so romantics. This one will probably sound pretty... I don't know. I find myself to be sort of a romantic, but... This is the most vulnerable part, so I'm not going to say too much here, because this is going public. You know, I have my written journal as well, my private journal. I don't know, in 5 years, I just want to have been with someone for a while. That's kind of it. Or be with them for the foreseeable future, you know. Nothing short-term or whatever. Something like commitment-wise. Just where I want to be. So in 5 years, I'd love to be able to be like, oh yeah, by the way, me 5 years ago, this is so-and-so. And she is so-and-so. And you met so-and-so. And whatever. And, man, the music's getting there again. You know, whether I know this person already, or they've already crossed my path, doesn't really matter. Time and nature will do their things. Mother Nature and Father Time. I just figure I'll stay pretty passive for a little while. Do what I can, talk with who I can. I don't know. Just keep it real. But yeah, that's what I'll keep it at for now. So yeah. Is that it? It, he says, with all these things. I guess it's really, you know, the concept of this future self is strange. This 5-year future self. Because, I mean, on one hand, it makes total sense. You're acknowledging the fact that these kinds of things take time. You're acknowledging the fact that this won't happen for another 5 years. But you're also kind of neglecting what's going to happen in the next 1 year. Because if I'm sat here recording another video, right, in 1 year, and I say, and I tell myself, oh, I just lost my train of thought. I was gonna make one of these videos and upload to the lifestyle channel and then have it go live in 5 years, which I might actually still do. But anyway, oh, I totally spaced. All right, because in 1 year, if I'm recording another one of these, I'm gonna be done with school. So things could be so wildly different, right? I mean, I could fail all my classes this semester and next semester, which I don't think will happen, and I wouldn't want to happen, but you know, the situation could be totally different. But I guess it's what I want right now that matters, right? What I want for future me in the now is you know, having somewhere to go. You need a goal, you need a destination to plot the journey, right? In Google Maps, you can't just start going somewhere and then hope you end up at the right place. In theory, you could, you know, you can live life that way, and if you do, full respect. But it's not how I'm looking at it. I'm plugging in my destination, and my route will calculate. But yeah, I mean, in 2 years, I'll officially be. Let's see, in 2 years, I'll have been out of school for about a year. What will I have to, will I be sitting here in the same room doing the same thing? Hope not. You know, maybe I'm working on Seashell, whatever it may be. Hopefully have my own apartment in Seattle. That'd be fantastic. Maybe even special someone. But yeah, it's just, you know, things can change so drastically. But yeah, so you know what? We'll keep it at that. So the first thing, the most important thing, I'm gonna take a sip of my fizzy water again. As I crash into the polar seltzer, cranberry lime. Pretty standard flavor. Anyway, most important thing is to make something. Is to make something that impacts people, that resonates with people. And right now that looks like it's being Seashell. Maybe it'll be my Hue project game. Which is an idea I'm closely guarding, but I have it all written down. I'd love for it to be a game. Maybe it'll be an animated short film. Who knows? The second thing is to speak Russian fluently. Near native, sounding good and everything. And be confident with my French. And, you know, some other third language is very well on the way. The other thing is that I want to be working somewhere that I'm passionate about, surrounded by people who I can relate with. You know, not working in a negative environment. Be able to call someone my special someone. I feel like for the past 3 years, every February 14th, I've been like, it won't be like this next year. Every time. And it ends up looking like it. Whatever. What else is there? Isn't there something else? Wasn't there? No, I guess not. I guess that was fourth. Oh yeah, 100K. I really do want the lifestyle channel to be at 100K. And it's crazy to think about. Like, YouTube's been around for so long. And, you know, it could be totally relevant in 5 years. It very likely won't be. I mean, Facebook doesn't look like it. YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, they're not going to be relevant in 5 years. But the whole system could change. You know, PewDiePie could be at 100 million. Wait, 1,000 million, a billion, whatever it is. I don't care. It could be a 500, whatever. Right, and the whole thing, 1,000 seems so small these days because of how mainstream YouTube is, and bro, it's not. It isn't. YouTube is just, yeah, there are problems with it, but if you think about it, what an amazing platform this is. Anybody can make content, and anybody can get paid for it if you make content people want to watch. It's like you're signing up to make your own TV show, but no one's on your back. If you do a good job and people get, you know, you get traction, people will find it instead of, you know, having to propose something to a cable television show and hoping it doesn't flop. It really is incredible. It's free to, yeah, you know, that's another rant, but yeah. So, that's my future self. What's your future self? Who do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years even? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be with? Why do you want to be there? I want to be at 100K because I just think that would be so much fun, having an audience and people to make videos for. Specific people, I guess. Knowing people have gotten values out of my stuff. They've gotten value and hit that button. You know, I want to make a game because I want something people can resonate with. I want to create something that can create emotion or inspire people, kind of like How to Train Your Dragon did for me, or, you know, Undertale has done for so many people. I want to, you know, be able to talk with more people. I want to help the world communicate. That's the language thing, and I want to know how they work, which will never really happen, but, you know, that's where I want to be. And it's just really important to me that I'm committed to someone, and someone is committed to me, and vice versa. Just because of the family history. Yeah, I don't know. Ask yourself the same thing. Are you doing now what you need to do to get to where you want to be in 5 years? So, that's who I want to be. I want to be Mark Bacon, 2026. Speaker of English, Russian, French, and perhaps another language like Brazilian Portuguese. I want to have a YouTube channel with about over 100,000 subscribers. I will have an SO. I will be working somewhere that fulfills Ikigai. So yeah, thanks for listening to my future self and future me. If you come back to this, don't forget that whole time traveler thing we came up with. Very cool concept. Anyway, maybe we'll talk about it next time on Video Game Therapy. Let me know if you want to hear more about it. Have a good one. Don't forget to think about your future as well as your present, because you don't want to let the moments pass by you. So, thanks for watching and or listening. Yet again, have a good one. And as always, don't forget to stay awesome.